Well, hello, Greenland Hills. I hope you are doing well as you can uh, these days. I read an article recently in the New York Times about the therapeutic value of connecting with nature and being out in nature, and studies that psychologists have recently done um, about the sense of well being that improved in people after spending time in nature. I'm not sure this is what they had in mind. The scenes they described were much more immersive, shall we say. But on a Thursday morning, this was the best I could do. And it is a space that helps me be more calm and feel more grounded. We certainly need a lot of that these days, don't we? Um, these are challenging times. It feels that we are beset from every angle. Um, I was reminded this morning when I read about the cancellation of Jimmy Kimmel's show that people who decried cancel culture only but a number of months ago, even, are now literally canceling voices and shows and platforms, forums. I had the privilege of participating in a podcast yesterday with Byron Gabriel. And I talked about how I feel like the world is being flattened. That all the life and mystery and awe and wonder, for a whole multitude of reasons, has been squeezed out of life. Um, that feels like that's intensified recently. There are challenges all around us. Even the text for Sunday morning is one that's very challenging to preach. It's very confusing. It seems that Jesus is saying one thing on one hand and then in the next sentence another thing, and encouraging us to do things that other places in the gospel have um, been scorned. So um, I'm not sure what the answers are. I wish I did. I wish I could come to you with some sort of wise uh, advice. I'll admit to you that I struggled this week to think about what I would talk about because everything feels so challenging. And as one person said last night at choir, it often seems hopeless. So I don't know, there's no simple to do to fix this. What I do know is that finding community and avoiding a sense of isolation is important. One of the ways that adversarial forces win is by making us feel that we're alone. And so finding community like Greenland Hills, coming together even when we don't feel like it, is an act of hope. It is an act of defiance to say we will not be defeated. We will not allow your narrative and your worldview to stop us from what we believe, from what we're doing, from what we're called to do. Showing up is an act of resistance. Being in community is an act of resistance. And together, we will figure out the best path forward. We will figure out how we continue our own resistance. We'll figure out how we continue to be heard. We'll figure out how we continue to lift up the gospel in these challenging times. So, I hope that you will set aside time on Sunday morning to be here, to be together in community, so that together we can figure out how we will continue to lift up the gospel, to be the people that God has called us to be, to share God's unconditional love with those, and to be witness to the life that Christ calls us to live. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday morning. In the meantime, as always, my prayer for you is grace and peace.